how do you get sort of nosing around this what has quickly become this iconic place for Woosah, but also outside coffee?
So I started looking I knew I wanted to be in like uptown somewhere because I wanted to be in a neighborhood that was walkable and felt like it had a really closely knit community, because community is really big for both of our brands, Woosah and Outside Coffee. And I had that in mind when we were moving. I wanted a space that we could have a coffee shop in. So the first space that I found and fell in love with was Cherry Street, the gallery. Richard App, yeah.
I'll cut that part out.
Yeah.
Actually, Rich needs the humility right now. I'll leave it in.
I should know.
So
I'll just start over.
Yeah. No, it's fine. He'll be fine.
No. So the first building that I fell in love with was the Richard App Gallery on Cherry Street.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Isn't Rich iconic in town? Isn't he amazing?
I'm going to kick your ass.
No, I'm just kidding. No, Rich is great. He's a friend of mine. So, I mean, that was another, that was a very a destination for collecting all kinds of different art. Yeah,
and it had like the 2 doors and the 2 spaces, and I could just like visualize our store and the coffee shop, and Cherry Street was great. And so we were meeting with the guy who had just bought it, Charlie Secchia, to negotiate a lease and stuff. And so I was feeling like this is it. This is where we're going to move. Like I started to like really invest my energy into that space, like thinking about it, and then it fell through. And so I've learned when that shit happens to just be like, well, there's something better coming. I just don't know it yet.
How do you do that when you're already emotionally like already involved in the space and you're like thinking about all your things going in this place, and then all of a sudden, where's the practicality of like shutting that off and going, oh, you're lost?
Yeah, I guess I've seen it happen in my life enough. Like there's a pattern that's developed that I'm like, okay, like I almost joined the Army. That fell through. Something better happened, you know?
Yeah.
And then my storefront on Division, I almost signed a different space, and then something better came. So I just think it's better to like choose to believe in that and hope for the best than to like dwell in that negativity of like, oh, I lost my dream space.
Yeah, or just chasing something too far that has this receding sort of like, you can't overextend yourself to get something if it doesn't want you back.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Not to get all, voodoo with it, but like if you were meant to have it, it would be yours.
Right.
And it didn't work out. And so then we kept looking for spaces, and Wealthy at Charles was for sale, but like on the down low. There was no sign out or anything. It was just on like the, commercial properties for sale website. Mm-hmm. And so I went and toured it, and I remember feeling like this is like too much, too good to be true. There's no way it's going to happen. And it ended up happening and working out for us. So,
well, it's an incredible building, and it had a previous business owners in there that did a great job at Wealthy at Charles and creating this unique place. So it was already known as this a very unique but well-run, greatly curated retail space. But
yeah,
it
was
entirely
like a community
different
staple for sure.
Yeah. And then, and now it's become Woosah, but it's like, at least it was already sort of like, there had been a retail path, a successful one for many years there, but you've transformed the space and the exterior so much that it's really become, will you break down the vision of Woosah into that space and how you incorporate the wilderness and out? I mean, that's the genius of your spaces, and it was evident in the Division space, but where you are now on Wealthy Street is off the like I'm blown away by your merchandising.
Oh, thank you.
However, just your art, of course, it all starts there.
Yeah.
And how it flows to Outside Coffee.
Yeah.
And that experience and placemaking that you've made is really incredible.
I think that's probably my favorite thing to do, is to create an experience and like a feeling in a space. And that space, I was nervous to move there because Division was like warm with all those bricks and like the old original exposed wooden beams and those cool industrial lights. Like everything in that space just felt like rugged and outdoorsy. And then I was moving to Wealthy Street where it's all drywall, and the beams were painted like shimmer silver because it was like a high-end furniture store.
Right.
So I was like, how do we warm this up? I think one of the biggest things was we bought joists from an old barn and hung them on the ceiling to make it look like you were looking up at the exposed ceiling in like an old building, and that really warmed it up. And then using it's all reclaimed barnwood on the walls, and the hardwood floors, and all the fixtures are built by my friends in town. I think all of that comes together to make it feel unique and special, I hope.
Oh, no, it definitely does. And I have to say, you know, for the record, all three of my daughters are such huge fans of Woosah. And Hannah, my oldest at Michigan, her laptop is full of Woosah stickers, and
That's awesome.
she buys all, you know, when she's home and for Christmas too. You know, they all love it, but there's some draw to it that is crossing a lot of cool lines, because your customer base seems super diverse.
Yeah, it really
Ages,
is.
suburbanites, cool city artist people.
Yeah.
This Full Exposure podcast episode has been made possible through the support of Metro Health, University of Michigan Health, and Dr. Peter Hahn, who believe that creativity and the arts are essential to a rich, healthy, and fulfilling life.